vacation. Now, Egypt is all set to host the pivotal climate summit starting Sunday. Ahead of the two-week-long summit, the UN has warned that the global effort to cut emissions is woefully inadequate and the world is on track for a catastrophe. Radhika Udas and Arundhati Ramanan report on the key issues that will be debated at the annual climate congregation. Take a look.
198 countries will gather in Egypt's Sharm el-Sheikh to attend COP27. That is the 27th conference of the parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The delegates will discuss the collective global goal to combat the climate crisis and present their action plans to contribute to these goals.
The heartbreaking scenes from Pakistan and the untold suffering of tens of thousands of victims of this climate calamity, the unprecedented rise in temperature and forest fires in Europe and the United States all confirm that there is no plan B and that the last U-turn is only a few kilometers away.
At the crux of COP27 lies the aim to reduce rising global temperatures. 1.5 degrees Celsius is the target that the nations had promised to work with at COP26 in UK last year. However, the United Nations Emissions Gap report reflects otherwise.
The report notes the current policies in place are looking at 2.8 degrees Celsius rise by the end of the century, as opposed to the target of 1.5 degrees Celsius. According to the report, India is among the top 6 countries where emissions have increased after the COVID-19 pandemic. The report also goes on to highlight that G20 members account for 75% of global greenhouse gas emissions.
Is that a number of countries raised their national commitments, and then a number of corporates and financial institutions also made strong commitments to ramp up ambition in terms of CO2 emissions reduction. What unfortunately hasn't happened that much since then is the development of implementation plans to ensure that countries and corporates actually achieve the commitments that they've made.
Staring at bleak numbers, COP27 this year is an important assessment of progress on commitment to net zero emissions by 2030 or the lack of it. At the COP meeting, India will demand clarity on the definition of climate financing and how it should be disseminated. In Mumbai with Radhika Udas, Arundhati Ramanan.
COP27 kicks off on Sunday. That's a wrap on this edition of India Business Hour. Thanks very much for watching. Do stay tuned to CNBC-TV18. The news will continue. Have a great weekend. And we will be working over the weekend to fill you in on the earnings. Thanks very much for watching.